So, for the past few years, we've all gotten pretty used to AI that can think and write. But what if that was just the warm-up act? We're standing right on the edge of a massive shift, where AI goes from being just a passive thinker to an active doer. Let's dive in.
And that is the big question, right? This is what's driving the entire next generation of AI. We're moving way beyond just typing in a prompt and getting an answer. We're talking about an AI that can actually plan things out, use digital tools, and interact with the world to get complex jobs done all on its own.
So what's really the difference here? This slide lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got the old school way, passive, stuck with whatever information it was trained on, and its knowledge is basically frozen in time. But then look at the right. This is a whole different ballgame. It's interactive, it's dynamic, it uses feedback, and here's the absolute game changer. It can actually evolve and learn as it goes.
Okay, so to really grasp why this new agentic approach is such a big deal, we first have to understand the core problem with the AI we're all using right now. Even the most incredible models are, for all intents and purposes, trapped.
This analogy is just perfect. Think about it. This historian is a genius. They can connect ideas from thousands of books in that library. But ask them what happened yesterday or last year, they're completely stuck. They have no way to get new information, no way to fact-check things in the real world. Their incredible mind is limited by the walls of that library.
And this image right here really drives that closed-world problem home. Just focus on the left panel for a second. A user puts in a query, and the traditional LLM can only use its own internal static knowledge. This is exactly why we get those well-known problems. It can hallucinate, just make stuff up, its info is old, and it can't do things like real-time calculations. It's basically a dead end.
So what's the solution? Well, it's all about unlocking that box. This is what researchers are calling the Agentic leap, freeing AI from being a passive database and turning it into an active player in our world.
And here's the key idea you need to remember. Agentic reasoning isn't just some new feature. It's a completely new way of seeing what an LLM is. It's not just a tool anymore. It becomes an autonomous agent. And that word, autonomy, that changes everything. It's not just processing what you give it. It's actively going out and interacting with the world to get things done.
Okay, so this diagram, this is basically our map for the rest of this journey. It's from a really foundational research paper, and it shows us exactly how we get from a simple chatbot to this super smart agentic system. We're going to walk through these 3 layers you see here, from the foundation all the way up to collective reasoning. All right, let's dive into layer 1, foundational agentic reasoning. You can think of this as like Agent 101, the absolute core skills a single agent has to have to even get started. So how does it actually work? Well, it all comes down to this really simple but powerful loop. First, it plans, breaking a huge, messy task into small, simple steps. Then it acts, picking the right tool for the job, maybe a web search or calling a specific program. And finally, it observes the result. It looks at what happened, and that feeds right back into its next move. It's this constant cycle. Plan, act, learn. Plan, act, learn. And here is the after picture. Take a look at the right panel now. Remember our historian locked in the library? Well, this is like we just handed them a smartphone with an internet connection. The agent can now pick a tool, like a search engine or a calculator, use it, and then reflect on what it found. The final answer isn't just a guess from old data. It's grounded, it's up to date, and it's accurate. The closed world? Yeah, that's gone. It's wide open now. Okay, so we've got the basics of how one agent operates, but this is where it gets really interesting. Layers 2 and 3 are all about taking this to the next level, where these agents start to get smarter all on their own and even team up. This right here, this is a massive leap. Self-evolving agentic reasoning basically means the agent doesn't stay the same. It actually learns from what it does, from its wins and its mistakes. So back to our historian. It's not just about giving them a smartphone. It's like we also gave them a notebook so they can write down what they learned, what worked, what was a dead end, and they use that to get smarter for the next task.
So you might be wondering, how does it actually learn? It's not magic. It comes down to these 3 key things. You've got a feedback loop where it can basically critique itself. Then there's agentic memory, which is like a long-term memory for experiences, so it doesn't make the same mistake twice. And finally, its planning actually evolves, getting smarter and more efficient over time.
And that brings us to the top layer, the grand finale, teamwork. Collective multi-agent reasoning is where we go from one smart agent to a whole crew of them working together. For our historian, this is like giving them a full team of specialized research assistants who can coordinate on a huge project.
And you know, this isn't just a bunch of agents bumping into each other. It's a super organized system. Just look at the different roles in this diagram. You've got a manager agent that breaks down the problem, a planner that figures out the steps, and even a critic that checks the work. By splitting up the labor like this, the whole team can tackle problems that would be absolutely impossible for just one agent to solve.
Okay, so this is all really cool, mind-bending stuff. But what does it actually mean for us in the real world? Well, the impact is huge, and it's already happening. The big takeaway here is that the future of AI is active, not passive.
I mean, just look at the sheer range of applications here. We're talking about agents helping with actual scientific breakthroughs, controlling robots in the real world, speeding up healthcare discoveries, doing complex financial analysis, and even writing sophisticated software. These are not your average chatbots. We're talking about highly specialized digital experts doing incredibly complex work.
And you know, this isn't just some wild idea from a sci-fi movie. The research we've been looking at is being pioneered by the absolute best of the best, the top universities and the biggest names in AI. This is where the entire field is headed, and these are the people drawing the map.
So it all comes down to this. We're moving away from an era where AI is just a tool that we tell what to do, and we're entering an era where AI is a collaborator that we work with. As these agents get better and better at planning, acting, and working together, the question for all of us changes. It's not just what can AI do for me anymore, it's how are we going to choose to work alongside it? And that's a future we really need to start thinking about right now.